Good afternoon, traders. It is Tuesday, February 5th, 2019, and the U.S. stock market is closed. We had another good day today, so I thought I would show the long shot on the Dow and talk about that just a little because it is quite significant. Uh, this chart, just to explain it again, this high back here that took place toward the end of September is the all time record high for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And then you can see this roller coaster movement, which culminated in this huge drop starting at the end of November of last year and climaxing on Christmas or the day before Christmas or the day after. I can't remember. Anyway, you can see it down here. This drop uh, ended up causing the Dow the worst December in its entire history since 1932, I believe. So this was really devastating, this drop, and it was quite devastating for our equity also, and we ended up going negative for the first time in my trading in basically 25 years. So this was quite bad. We still didn't end up the year that terrible, and significant since Christmas until today, we have more than made up all these losses. And that's how the system works. I mean, we, even though we had some terrible, terrible days during this drop, we still lose less in the sell-offs than we gain in the rallies, and that's why this system works as well as it does. Anyway, yeah, we've more than made up our losses from 2018 already, and we're only to February 5th, but we've had the advantage of this powerful rally that started the day after Christmas and continues through today. And as things stand right now, we are 4,000 points from this Christmas low, and we are only 1,600 points from the old all-time high over here. So the odds are we're going to see that high fairly soon. However, this has been a pretty steep climb, and it's been pretty much uninterrupted. And so it's not impossible that we could see a mini correction here before we get to those highs. But I'm not predicting anything. It's a very powerful bounce, and things do look good right now for the Dow, both technically and fundamentally. So I'm pretty optimistic about this. Okay, as far as today, hey, we closed out $21,000 positive in our trades today, closing out positive 21,000. That's the good news. The bad news is we kind of didn't do so well with our entries. We got into 13 new positions, 4 were positive, 9 were negative, and we're carrying negative $9,000 going into tomorrow. Now, obviously, we could get hurt if that turns around and goes south. The Dow at least looks pretty solid, and I'm not looking to make a lot of profit on these 13 positions, but I do think that we may get out of those at least break even from where we are now, and possibly even improve that open trade equity. We'll just have to see, but I'm not going to lose sleep about it tonight. I'll show you a couple of the good stocks we had. Um, oh, what am I doing here? Here we go. All right, this this actually is the stock that gave us most of our positive equity for our closeouts, and I showed you this yesterday. This is Insys Therapeutics, INSY, INSY. Um, we had bought this yesterday, second hour. It closed very nicely in its favor, but then it screamed this morning to the top side. And I hate to say it, when it hit this very top, like the first half hour, that took us up to like $19,000 in open trade equity. But then it kind of started sagging here, and we got stopped out with big profits here. We took $15,000 out of INSEE. Of course, if we had a crystal ball, would have been nice to sell it at the top. But that didn't happen. But we did get out of this with $15,000 profits. So that was really good. Today, as I say, we had all those lousy positions, but we did have one nice one, and this was in Array Biopharma Incorporated, ARRY, and it gapped up this morning. We buy the gaps, we got in there right away, and it kept moving very nicely, and we are holding $3,600 in open trade equity in Array Biopharma. So that trade looks really good. The rest of them don't look so good, but that one definitely looks good. So that's how it went. This is Trader Bob signing off, and we'll be back here tomorrow on Wednesday.